Hey guys, welcome back. This is Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
We're going to talk more about Alita. Actually, we're going to talk about Alita versus Captain Mar-Vell and how it's become very apparent that mainstream media favors Captain Mar-Vell over Alita.
You might be asking yourself, why would there be a versus anyway? They're two completely different movies for different audiences. Because the media says they are versing each other. That's why.
They are pitting them against each other, and I think it's because both movies are science fiction. Both movies feature female characters.
But yeah, different types of female characters.
Right, and so already we've got some of the usual outlets complaining about Alita. We did the video last week about how some people, I think it was Screen Rant, said that it was wrong for Alita to have breasts.
God.
And now we've got Refinery 29 saying Alita Battle Angel is a man's fantasy of a powerful woman.
Oh, but that's the second title, because there's two titles for the exact same article.
There actually are. Geeky found this. The original title, which they changed, was The Male Gaze Rules in Alita Battle Angel Cyborg Movie.
Mm-hmm. Because you know that it's problematic because she's just pretty for men. And then the comments are talking about toxic masculinity in it. Yeah, like down here. I wish it had been directed by a woman. You know, because it's inspired by the manga. It could have been a game changer in the way women, and specifically teenage girls, are portrayed on screen. A bounty hunter cyborg with the power to bring down toxic masculinity. Sign me up. Why is everything toxic masculinity? Why?
Now, this article was actually put out a week or two before the movie came out, and as soon as the movie came out, you know, we had all of these media outlets dogpiling on the sexism.
There is no sexism.
The sexism in Alita, because we cannot have a strong female character who I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's because it's directed by men.
But she doesn't even have big boobs. I mean, like, she wasn't idealized. It was just a basic athletic build. And then they said, you know, but alas, Robert Rodriguez directed James Cameron's pet project. Instead of a complex, vibrant female character, Alita is reduced to a wide-eyed young woman. Literally, her CGI avatar eyes are huge. Did you see the OVA? Did you read the manga?
Yeah.
Who feels more like a male fantasy than a woman's idea of a hero? No, she feels like the actual original, which if you had gone and seen that, you'd know that. But no, you're too busy trying to make problems that don't exist. Stop making problems that don't. Oh, she goes the whole way down about the story and about how problematic she is.
Okay, I gotta read this.
It's such bullshit.
The fact that a man gives this insignificant girl, her words, an identity is your first hint that this might not be the empowering movie it's being marketed as, because it follows the manga, and that was the story of the manga, which came out like 30 years ago. And indeed, Alita is brimming with male gaze.
It's not!
Male gaze.
I don't even have words. I don't.
I counted only 4 women with speaking parts.
So is it male gaze, or is it because there's only 4 women with speaking parts?
It failed the Bechdel test.
Your Bechdel test is a piece of garbage.
She's a cyborg. Does it even count? Is she even? I mean, okay? So yeah. Oh, yeah. Because these women barely speak to each other. I was kidding, but
you're kidding? Oh no, I knew she said that.
Because these women barely speak to each other, the film does not pass the Bechdel test.
I hate the Bechdel test. I can't even stress.
I don't even think Alison Bechdel.
Most people don't
put stock in the Bechdel test.
They don't. God, I can't even.
And speaking of Hugo, why does Alita need a love interest? Because he was in the manga.
Like I'm saying,
why does she have breasts? Because he was in the manga.
Why do you think you can write articles when you don't even actually read the original thing, and they make comments about stuff and you have no idea what you're talking about? I'm just saying.
Oh my god. There's an unsettling sexualization of Alita throughout the film, from the way the camera pans up her teenage cyborg body.
Probably because they're trying to show what she looks like.
Yo, don't they pan up on She-Ra's newly transformed masculine teenage body?
Don't they pan up on like Aquaman when he's in his suit?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Because that's the normal. Hey, here's the costume. Take a look. That's
Take a
normal.
look at all the. Yeah, nobody's complaining about that. The female gaze on Jason Momoa.
Her boobs are not big. They're average. The average cup size in the United States is a C cup. And you know what? Hers aren't even a C cup.
Oh my god, this is okay. This is on brand for Rodriguez, whose body of work Sin City, Planet Terror, and Death Proof has pretty much coined the genre of badass fighter women who are also objectified hotties subject to men's whims. At some point,
based on what? Based on your opinion.
Oh my god. At some point, Alita is actually described as having the face of an angel and a body built for battle.
That's kind of the point. She's battle angel.
That's what the manga was about. Dumbasses.
Doesn't make you want to pull your hair out because it's like you.
I don't have much to pull out.
That's true.
I have
I'm
a flock.
sorry.
I have a flocked head.
That was insensitive of me. I'm sorry. You can pull other hair out of your
hurt
body.
my fifis.
I'm sorry. Well, you can pull hair out from there. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Does it make you want to pull out your pubes in anger?
I'm just saying. No, you can't. That's sexist. I'm just saying. It's like this is like so. I don't even have words for this. It's like this person's just looking for something mad about, and so they keep looking for these things, and what they're getting mad about is ridiculous because if you actually saw the original, if you actually read the manga and stuff like that, this actually follows it pretty closely.
Oh my God. Throughout a series of flashbacks, Alita slowly figures out the key to her identity. Even that is more sad than fulfilling. The woman she used to be appears more free and focused on her own agenda than the woman she's become. Ultimately, this all feels like a step backwards. This follows the manga. I love the first comment.
This article feels like a step backwards.
You really need to learn how to do your job or the publication should fire you. You obviously didn't research any source material.
Yes, exactly.
Your lack of actual talent and skill is very troubling. Oh my God.
Exactly, because clearly this article is written. It's not a troll. Clearly she did not research anything when she did this article.
No.
Her eyes are huge. Deb, have you watched anime?
Yeah, I know,
have you read manga? Don't cover it if you don't know what you're talking about.
So far, it's probably the closest to actual anime of any kind of live action adaptation. Yes, they have big eyes, and they could get away with it because she is a cyborg. They could explain away the big eyes. You know?
And I'm just I don't know. Oh my God. Anyway. Okay.
Here we have this one. Alita Battle Angel isn't the feminist blockbuster you're looking for.
Well, that was last year.
Oh my God.
Those were last year.
Oh yeah, okay. That was last year. So last year they were already case building. Okay.
Now, my next comment is because she's problematic because she's got a womanly figure and tight-fitting outfit. Well, there she's wearing loose clothes. But later on, because she picks her identity, picks what she looks like, and it's problematic because her boobs are bigger than they would like, and she's wearing a tight-fitted outfit. That's a problem. Have we seen the Captain Marvel uniforms?
Yeah.
Captain Marvel's got a womanly body with boobs, and she's in outfits that show that off. How dare they?
Well,
those sexist pigs.
I know, right?
Idealizing women's bodies.
God. I just want to jump in here, though. People were saying that Alita didn't do spectacular last weekend, but it was a bad weekend. But they're saying China and Japan probably is gonna kick some butt, and they said that might actually pull off a Wonder Woman. This is coming from Scott Mendelson. Now, if you're not familiar with what happened with Wonder Woman now, it did have a $100 million.
Actually, more than they're projecting for.
Captain Marvel. But the thing with Wonder Woman was, I think the opening weekend was kind of soft because nobody expected it to be any good after Batman, Superman.
Comparing it to that, right?
And the DCEU at that point, people were really on the fence about. Wonder Woman surprised a lot of people. Wound up being very good, having very good word of mouth. It wound up being #1 movie for 2 weeks in a row, and it only dropped #2. And you can see that there wasn't a huge drop weekend after weekend. So Wonder Woman actually wound up, raking in $412 million. And you look at Solo, which opened at about the same numbers, which very, very low for a Star Wars movie, I might add. That's very low. But it dropped off a freaking cliff, and by the end of its run, it only did $213 million. Now, Battle Angel, I think, did like $40 million or something like that last weekend. Wasn't spectacular. That weekend was bad. They said last weekend was bad.
But even in this article, they're pitting it against Captain Marvel.
Right,
it's going to have a better opening weekend in China than America. Yes, the film surprised us last weekend by earning an arguably the best case scenario of $42 million. And the hope is that it can hang on for 2 weeks. Now, first of all, before I go on, they said that this was the worst President's Day weekend for box office. All the movies in the box office for a long time.
Yeah.
So that was working against all the movies that were out that weekend, not just this one. So I want to make sure I put that. It might have gone higher than that had it not been a really bad weekend for movies in general. So I want to get that out there first. And the hope is that it can hang in for 2 weeks until Captain Marvel does its thing. It can hang in there until Captain Marvel comes.
Kills it. Until Captain Marvel kills it. It's almost like
It's like a one female-led movie.
That's what it feels like.
Why can't there be two?
It almost feels like they've made such a big deal about Captain Marvel being the only female-led hero movie.
Which is absolute garbage and not true.
Right. That even the critics and the media are, trying to dismiss Alita.
Yeah. It's 59% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critic score, but it's 94% audience score. 94. And that's what they keep doing, and they're trying to dismiss it because, you know, for all their, we're going to be so progressive. We're going to have a female-led superhero movie. It's like never been done before, even though it's been done many times. And we're so progressive. Go women, go women, go women. But we can't have two strong female-led movies at the same time in the theaters.
Right. So
one has to kill the other.
Right. So what? I mean, again, this is
fight, man. How progressive of you.
Yeah, so this is what it feels like, you know, coming from a PR background and that line of thought where basically it feels like mainstream media is trying to destroy Alita because the story thus far has been Captain Marvel is going to be the first bestest. I mean, it opens on freaking Women's Day, International Women's Day. It's going to be the bestest female-led first female superhero movie, except for Wonder Woman.
Because there's no agenda with this movie.
Yeah, right.
It's opening on Women's Day, and that has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
It's just about her being, it's about a strong character. Doesn't matter if they're male or female. Everybody's just reading into that. You're wrong because everybody's just reading into it. It just happens to be on International Women's Day. That's just accidental.
It was just purely accidental.
Yeah.
So all the marketing for Captain Marvel thus far has been you have to go see this movie because it's got a woman.
Yes, pretty much, and that's what I'm mad about as a woman because I just want good characters. I don't want to be told that that if you don't watch it, you hate women. And if you do watch it, you have to love it because if you don't love it, you hate women. I'm just like, I'm a woman and I'm tired of this. You're giving us like a head start in a race, and then, you know, and it's not a real win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I want to win against true competition. I don't want to win because you set out to be easy.
And what happened was, you know, Alita came into it and sort of threw a wrench into
You're
that.
wrench because she's
Well,
a robot.
But it did. It threw a wrench into their narrative. And there are a couple of things that makes Alita problematic. One, Alita, even though it features a female lead, they did not play up the fact it was a female lead.
Right. Oh, you mean like Wonder Woman, you know, too, where, you know, you can actually
just
do
like,
a
hey,
movie,
it's a Wonder Woman movie. Let's go see it.
A movie about a strong female character that isn't alienating half the audience.
You can do that, yes.
And amazingly, Wonder Woman was also directed by a woman and had a strong female character, and they did not alienate half their audience.
No.
Well, Captain Marvel somehow managed to alienate a whole bunch of people before it even came out.
Oh my god. Yeah, the PR for Captain Marvel is atrocious. But this is like, yeah, because, I mean, you know, at this point, Captain Marvel could potentially look like sloppy seconds because Alita's already come out and it's won the fandom over. Now, you know, Captain Marvel, because of the Marvel brand, the MCU, and the Disney marketing machine, I think is absolutely going to make more money.
Well, I'm sure it's going to, because people are going to go see it for no other reason than they're afraid if they, they're afraid that they miss it. They're going to, because you know there's going to be some part of it that ties into the next movie.
Yeah.
And if you miss that, you're going to be, you know, oh no, I'm going to miss that, and I'm going to be, you know, behind on the one I want to see. And that's what they're, you know, why everybody's going to go see it. And because it has the Marvel name behind it. I'm hoping it's good. I'm not hearing good things though, but we'll be going to see it because it's our job. So I'm hoping it doesn't suck.
We go see it so you don't have to.
No.
we'll take that hit.
If it's good, I will say it's good. Like we did with Solo. We thought it wasn't that terrible. And oh my god, we took so much crap for saying that. Now the same people gave us crap are coming out. Oh, I watched it. It wasn't that bad after
all. You know,
I'm like, kiss my butt.
The thing about Solo though, and kind of going off in tangent here, is I actually didn't expect it to be horrible. I just expected it to be you know.
Mm.
But I mean, again, because of the bad PR, the bad buzz surrounding The Last Jedi and the fan back, don't underestimate a scorned fandom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, don't underestimate them because, you know, had they just done a few things differently with The Last Jedi, Solo would have made considerably more money.
Right.
And
had they promoted Solo a lot sooner and you know, done some other things with the promotion of Solo, it probably would have done a lot better too.
Yeah.
But Captain Marvel, I mean, there's already all this PR stuff turned on. Just like, it's so funny. Like in the last few days, they've turned it on big time.
Okay, so this is what we really want to get into here. Okay, so last week the story was, and this was on several major news sites, including Deadline, that Captain Marvel was the numbers were dropping off a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Marvel was not performing well. They were originally talking, oh, it's going to do $200 million. It's going to be the next Black Panther, blah, blah, blah. And then they said, well, it's headed toward $100 million, give or take $20 million, which would put it in Solo territory.
Right, but that was considered down and disappointment. Those numbers were that as of the 14th.
Right.
Now,
right.
The numbers haven't changed. But don't you know, that's a success now. Because now it's being compared to Wonder Woman.
Right. Just in the last, which is so weird because Wonder Woman actually, for the size of the property, the opening weekend wasn't phenomenal, but because the movie was good, and again, it wasn't because it was a woman, it was because people were soured on the DCEU because Batman, Superman, just a lot of people didn't like them. Once the word got out that the movie was good, it performed very, very well in the long haul. Okay, so the stories come out that, hey, Captain Marvel's not doing so well. YouTube is running with it. Some news sites are running with it. Deadline's reporting that it's going to miss the mark.
Now remember, they said 100,000, give or take 20, and that was a bad number. Okay, now go ahead.
And look at the dates, the timestamp, the dates on this. It's all within a few days because this is when they call up the PR crisis management team.
So what are they saying the numbers are now when it rises?
Captain Marvel opening weekend.
Let's look and see.
Okay, let's go see.
What
Comicbook.com says
it was 100 with a give or take 20.
Now they're saying it could. It's tracking
for 120.
120, a number that marks.
Remember, it was 100, give or take 20.
Right.
And now, it's 120 if you add the give. You know, it's the exact same number.
The glasses, the glasses definitely half full. But look how this works. When word gets out that the numbers are down, according to Deadline, which is a very, very reputable source. According to Deadline, the numbers are down, but because we can't have those alt-right misogynist trolls, those toxic men making fun of Captain Marvel, the PR crisis management team
it's all men.
gets called in, and now, look, everybody, the story is it's trending up. It's going to do great.
What's the trending up one?
It's trending up, according to Bam Smack Pow.
How much is it trending up there? It's projected 100 million. Give
Now
or
they're
take
saying,
20.
according to the Hollywood Reporter, now it's at 120 million.
Right, they said 100 million, give or take 20 million. That's the same number. They're just going to because they're not saying give or take 20 million. They're just saying it's 120. Yeah. All they did was take out the give or take part and just gave it. And they aren't, so they aren't saying give or take 20. They're saying it's 120. They're not saying give or take. You see this? That's all they're doing.
Right.
They're just spinning it differently. It's the exact same numbers.
The marketing for this so far, beat for beat, has been almost identical for Solo.
Right.
We've seen the same thing. The early crowing about Fandango ticket sales being through the roof. That the projections, hey, it's going to do so much better. Because I think the mindset, and it's a very faulty mindset. The mindset is that if we tell people this movie is going to be a hit, if we say it enough times, it will be a hit because people don't want to be left out.
And then the new marketing thing, they did this big thing about like behind the scenes talking to, Brie Larson and, Samuel Jackson, and they were like talking, and then they brought the cat in because they have a big thing on the cat. Because all people care about is the stinking cat. Yeah. And it's hilarious because that's the only thing I care about for the movie is the cat. But I just think it's funny, though. What I think is funny is Alita Battle Angel is problematic because it's bringing on the male gaze with her boobs and her fitted outfit. Have you seen Captain Marvel's outfit? Captain Marvel's outfit is very fitted and she's got boobs. And honestly, her boobs are not really any bigger than Alita's boobs are.
Her boobs are actual boobs. Alita had robo boobs. They weren't even boobs.
They were just like the mechanics.
Yeah.
They weren't even really boobs. She actually is dressed in every bit as actually because Alita Battle Angel, she was wearing jeans and baggy clothes for a lot of it. The Captain Marvel's dressed just as much, as much so as a problematic way that Alita is. So I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's so now if
why did she need a skin tight outfit?
If the media had been pro Alita, okay, then all the negativity surrounding it would have been like it's great that we can have a female character. It's not afraid to have breasts, go out there and doesn't have to look like a muscle-bound hero.
Right.
Can go out there and kick butt. Don't be discouraged by Alita's box office numbers. That's just, the haters trying to.
And you know what? If you want to support strong women, go see Captain Marvel too. You know what I mean? They could have easily, gone to the positive spin on this.
But they're pitting them against each other.
Right, and there's no reason to pit them against each other. But my takeaway is, as a woman, you keep saying women should support women. It's hilarious. If you don't like a female-led movie, you are clearly a man and a misogynist. And if you're a woman, there's something wrong with you. But these guys can say, hey, you know what? Alita's going to be buried by Captain Marvel. Why can't they both do well? Why wouldn't you want them both to do well? Because it's two female-led movies at the same time. Isn't that awesome? No, you can't have that because Captain Marvel's better. It's the bestest thing ever. It has to beat it because it's best.
But again, you look at how they're spinning this. Captain Marvel surpassed Wonder Woman. Yeah, again, that doesn't surprise me because Wonder Woman, you know, people were kind of soured on the DCEU. Wonder Woman was a slow burn. The first weekend, it reminded me of the Batman Begins, where they rebooted Batman after the disastrous Batman and Robin. They rebooted Batman, and it had legs. It played very well over the summer because once the word got out that, hey, this Batman movie doesn't suck, this Batman movie is actually pretty good, you have to go see it. That's what happened with Wonder Woman.
Right.
Wonder Woman did pretty good its opening weekend, but then once the word got out that the movie was good.
Well, Wonder Woman's opening weekend's about what they're predicting for this, but beyond that, they're saying the Hollywood Reporter because pre-sale tickets. Well, there's a couple reasons here. One, they gave the Captain Marvel a really long pre-sale window. Two, they're comparing, so they're not comparing Captain Marvel to things that are similar, like Black Panther.
They are. They said that Black Panther is the only one to beat it in pre-sales.
Right, but I'm saying, okay, but they're showing these. I'm saying you compare it against other movies in the same, in the same vein, like the ones that are MCU movies. They're instead comparing it to like low-hanging fruit, like Wonder Woman, because they knew it didn't do well because it took. Same with Aquaman, it didn't do right away, didn't do great right away, but then it picked up. People aren't going to buy tickets for movies a lot of times because maybe they're busy that weekend. Or it could be that, they didn't buy pre-sale tickets because they're waiting to see if it sucks before they waste their money. And I think those are the two reasons people don't buy pre-sale tickets. So her being number one doesn't mean anything, especially when they're doing campaigns to go raise money to buy tickets to raise their numbers.
Yeah, there's just some weirdness surrounding the PR here. Definitely. Now, we can talk a little bit about the Rotten Tomatoes. This is funny.
They aren't actual reviews.
They're not actually. So again, this becomes an entire. The alt-right is trying to tank Captain Marvel. How dare they? I pulled up these quote-unquote reviews, and they're not, like you said.
It's all want to see. They're not real reviews. They're
want-to-sees. And from what I'm seeing, they all look fishy as hell.
Well, we know for a fact that places like Disney will buy a bunch of people off to go around and promote things.
They're called influencers.
Yes, they do it all the time. It's not just Disney. Other companies
major studio
always do this. This is not unusual.
Well, and I think with the media, I think basically what you're looking at is, Alita was Fox, which is in the process of being sold to Disney. Now, if Alita came out under Fox when it was owned by Disney, I think you would have seen a totally different story.
Well, not just that. You wouldn't have been anywhere near Captain Marvel because it's a threat.
Yeah, they would have made sure to space
them out. It's really not a threat, but they clearly see it as a threat.
So apparently there's only room enough for one female-led sci-fi movie.
Yeah, these progressive people say only one female-led movie can be number one. It could be up there. But beyond that, it's like they're awfully threatened by it. I think the reason they're threatened by it is because a lot of people are saying, "I'm going to go see Alita. I'm not going to see Captain Marvel," and they're taking that as a threat.
Right. But I love. There's like beep boop bop. I've been waiting for Captain Marvel for a while. Can't wait to take my whole family next week. Super hype
for the strongest
Avenger to wreak havoc in space. March can't come soon enough. It's pretty wild to live in a world where wanting to see a Disney movie is progressive. Looking forward to this. I have to say some of the whining I've been seeing by some of those downvoting posts makes it even more likely I'll be there. Very much looking forward to seeing this movie with my teen daughters. We are all huge MCU fans and have been anticipating this one for a long time. Already have tickets.
Well, you know what? I'm a huge MCU fan. I was looking forward to Captain Marvel, but as soon as they start with the hero, I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna go there instead of making it a good movie, and I'm worried about it. I still want to go see it. I still hope it doesn't suck, but I'm honestly concerned because you keep saying it's a movie about a good character. It's not. It's a movie about an agenda, and that's what I'm mad about.
They're all dudes. People need to chill out. Just a movie. A really cool looking movie. I have my tickets for opening night, and I am white male.
Wait a second. Let me see something real quick. Can I see this?
Yeah.
It's funny because some of these accounts, you can find out if they're real or not. Well, not real, but it's really odd because suddenly if you go to look at them, if they actually have like a account, he might be okay because he has a user ID. Other people will just show up and there's like no user ID for them at all. Like
page cannot be found.
That's what you see all the time. Well, this isn't loading either.
This isn't loading. Why is
so that's loading? Interesting. I can't go back now. Wait, did it kill my computer?
I don't know. It's not loading. You have a virus.
It won't let me go back.
You're part of the alt-right. Nazi. I don't know. It's not loading at all. I can't tell if this guy's real or not. Oh, hell of it.
I can't even go back to the reviews. It won't let me.
I know. It won't even load now.
What, did they take them all down or something?
They took them all down.
Why won't it go back? Hold on.
That's freaking weird. I don't know. I don't have an explanation.
There.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. So, like, if you click, I'm afraid to now, but, like, if you click on some of these, That one has a user ID too. But I was checking earlier, and a whole bunch of them just had this page cannot be found. And, you know, there was no ID associated with them.
Yeah, look, they're not loading. I mean, I'm not saying it could
that just could be their site sucks.
It could be their site sucks, but
we already know that.
Yeah, we can't load them, so whatever. Whatever, just forget about it for now. Okay, so anyway, yeah, people are complaining that people were trolling it, but it looked from where I'm seeing it looked like it was mostly they're being bombed with
where are these sterling reviews from critics that saw the movie early? Of course, the critics are going to give it good reviews because they're bought off to do so.
Yeah,
but where are these critics? There are some sterling reviews from critics. Where?
I've seen some lukewarm reviews from critics, and then why are these sterling reviews not on Rotten Tomatoes yet?
It's on Twitter, but I saw a whole bunch of reviews that said it was garbage. Okay, wait. Fans of the Captain Mar-Vell comics are gonna love this movie. Well, that's everything I need to know right there.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. Great origin story. The cat steals the show. So this is from a while. No, this is from like last week. Scott Menzel.
It feels completely unlike any other Marvel film.
That's
a worry. That's worrisome.
That's worrisome.
A unique and fresh take on an origin story that feels new. That means they changed everything.
Well, okay, so now we can spoil that, right? Now we can spoil that. Okay, so we're gonna have a spoiler here.
Wait, we should have said spoiler before you went there.
Spoiler!
Too late now.
No, it's not, because I didn't tell you what the spoiler was.
So if you don't want to know, turn it off now.
All right, so here's the spoiler, and this is gonna irk a lot of comic book fans, right? And again, this kind of goes back to what may be perceived as an agenda by this movie to make sure that men aren't terribly important to the story. In the comics, Captain Mar-Vell is a guy. The original Captain Mar-Vell was a man. He was a Kree soldier. People expected Jude Law to be Captain Mar-Vell. It has been confirmed that Jude Law is not Mar-Vell. He's actually the villain. But Annette Bening is Captain Mar-Vell.
Because you can't have a man give a woman, powers or help them with power.
Right.
It has to be from a woman because, females have to help other females unless you're bashing another movie at the same time.
Yeah, so it is not, a lot of people are angry. Look at that, 61%. It's a Kree in disguise who was a doctor on Earth that saved Carol. This isn't just Kree, it's Mar-Vell, played in this instance by Annette Bening. We've seen Annette Bening in the trailers. So Annette Bening is actually Captain Mar-Vell, which completely retcons the comic book version.
We can't have men be important.
We can't have men give...
Unless they're the villain.
Their power, right.
Or they're the sidekick.
Right. So we've got Sam Jackson as the sidekick, and we have Jude Law as the villain. But Jude Law is not Captain Mar-Vell. So they're definitely retconning a big portion of the comic book.
Are you going to mention the 2 post-credit scenes?
Yeah, this pissed me off. Well, I wasn't going to talk about post-credit scene, but this... So Captain Mar-Vell opens with a very touching Stan Lee tribute. The people who are really behind Captain Mar-Vell, right? Twitter. They were so disrespectful. So many people were so disrespectful to Stan Lee when he died.
Because he was a misogynist man.
Because they talked about, Stan Lee and his predatory, his sexual misconduct. They Me Too'd Stan Lee when the guy was in his 90s. Mm-hmm. They said he was harassing his nurses. They brought this up the day he died. Mm-hmm. They brought this up the day he died on Twitter, and they went on and on and on about it. But Captain Mar-Vell is a movie for Twitter, and it's going to open with a very touching Stan Lee tribute. I find that kind of odd. Kind of an odd choice. And
no, they're trying to we're open to the Stan Lee tribute. So if you want to see the Stan Lee tribute and you're a big comics fan, you need to be at this movie or you don't get to see the Stan Lee tribute. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Plus, it's the first big movie that came out after Stan Lee passed away. But I'm just saying, if you want to see the Stan Lee tribute, you need to be there.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how I feel about that because I absolutely think Stan Lee should be eulogized in a Marvel movie, but it's just the fact that there's been so much. A lot of the people who are, throwing everything behind Captain Mar-Vell on Twitter are a lot of the same people who badmouth Stan Lee. Mm-hmm. And It's kind of like, what the frick? Make up your mind. What side are you on?
I'm getting tired. I'm getting really tired of this whole narrative, and we're going to talk about that with the Ghostbusters in another video. But if you don't like a movie that's led by a woman, it's not because the movie isn't good. It's because you have a problem with women. Now, if you can totally like a movie that you can totally not like a movie that's led by men, and that doesn't, and of course it doesn't make you a sexist. That just means you don't like the movie. But if it's a woman, if you don't like it, then you are sexist. If you don't go support it and you're another woman, then how dare you not support other women? How dare they not support Alita, who is a strong female character as well? Alita and Wonder Woman both were strong female characters that didn't feel the need to belittle men to make themselves better.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, and I'm sorry, that's what Captain Marvel, all I'm seeing is this. Oh, there's no agenda, we swear. I'm an activist. There's no agenda, we swear. It's on International Women's Day. There's no agenda,
I know, right?
we swear. It's like, she's just the best, the strongest, most important character, you know, regardless of her being a female, period. But do we mention she's a strong female character? I'm like, there's no agenda, I swear.
And the original Mar-Vell has to be retconned
as a woman.
As a woman.
But there's no agenda,
there's no
I swear.
agenda.
And that's what people are turned off by. And you know what? If you had just, you know, made a good movie and stuck by it being a good movie, just happens to be a female character, but that's not what's important about the movie. The important about the movie is the character itself and how it ties into the MCU. You wouldn't have alienated half your audience. But you pissed a lot of people off.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see, because if the movie does well, there's going to be all kinds of crowing about how, you know, we beat the trolls. Because that's what this is coming down to, is, you know, beating the trolls.
Because, you know, if you don't like a movie,
trolls.
you're a troll.
Yeah.
If you say bad things, you're a troll. I'm like, but then why aren't anybody shutting up Brie Larson? Because she's saying a lot of bad things that makes her a troll. And I'm sorry, sexism is sexism. It doesn't mean that you're only can be sexist to one gender, that only women suffer sexism. I'm seeing a whole lot of sexism towards men. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female. Sexism is sexism. And that's what this is. And it's like, why can't we just, like, you know, why does it have to be a sign? But why can't this be about a good movie? Like every other Marvel movie. Like when Black Panther came out, you know, it didn't make everything about the minority.
No, I mean, they kind of did.
I did a little bit, but it wasn't
to the extent that Captain Marvel was. No, I mean, they did, but it wasn't to the extent that Captain Marvel was.
They just delivered a good movie.
Right, and then, you know, a lot of people were like, well, you know, hopefully it won't be gimmicky or whatever, and it turned out to be a solid movie.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for this, and maybe it will be good.
You know.
And like everybody keeps saying, well, you just hate it to hate it. I'm like, I don't know yet. I'm gonna go see it, and I'm going to hope it's good. If it isn't good, I'm gonna say so. If it is good, I will say so. But what they're leading off with isn't giving me good feelings.
Yeah,
I'm a woman.
You know, the thing is that as a white male, Brie Larson, I actually like Brie Larson. I did, until I started reading her interviews. I'm like, oh my God, she's just insufferable. You know, I thought she was great in Kong. You know, I was actually kind of like when they announced her for Captain Marvel, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good choice. I thought she's pretty good in Kong, and she'll be okay. But then once she started, you know, spouting off in these interviews, I'm like, God, you know, it's gonna be really hard to go support someone who hates people like me.
Yeah,
you know, I don't know how else to put it, but I'm like, I know what her opinions are now, and I'm like,
yeah, it's like you have someone standing in front of you, they want to sell you something, but they sit there and insult you for 5 minutes, and then say, where's my money for you? Where's my money? And you're like, I'm not going to pay you because you insulted me. Well, you're just a misogynist, sexist pervert, something like that. You know,
waiter spits in your food and doesn't get a tip, and then complains they don't get a tip. You
right?
know?
It's like the best thing to do is, even if you feel this way about these things, save it for after the movie opens, and then you can say, now that it's done well,
let's have this discussion.
We need to discuss. On this movie, I had a stipulation where we hired more diverse people, and it worked out really well. Let's talk about that. And people are going to listen to you because you're like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. And the movie did well.
Well, the Dragon Prince, that's what they did with the Dragon Prince. They made a conscious effort to add diversity to the Dragon Prince.
But not make it the leading.
Right, but they didn't lead with it. And they basically put the show out there and like, okay, now the show's out and everybody likes the show. Let's tell you what we did. We did add a diverse cast of the Dragon Prince, but we wanted to do it in such a way that was organic and not forced. And we didn't want to call a bunch of attention to it. And that's what I think, you know, really probably is the best way to go. Having your lead actor or actress go out there and make inflammatory comments a week or two before opening is not going to help your opening numbers.
No,
it's not.
Just, even if you feel that way and you really want to get across these ideas, these activist quote unquote ideas, which honestly I don't see how it's activism. That's just common sense that different types of people should get chances. I mean, that's not an activism thing. That's more of a of course, you know, people should get chances whether they're male or female, whatever gender, ethnicity, or race they are. You know, it's the same thing, I guess. I'm just tired. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That shouldn't matter. And that's not, I don't say that should even be something that you have to have activism about. But You wait until the movie's out and you get the butts in the seats, and then people get the message, and you subtly give them the message. You don't hammer them over the head with it. Subtle message, and then after the film's over, you talk about it. After it's done well, then you say, now that we have your attention, here's what we did with this, and here's how it worked out well, and maybe more movies should do this. It would have been okay. It would have been totally okay.
Yeah.
Instead, you're just telling white dudes you don't want them there.
Pretty much. And then when, if the box office is not where they expect it to be, then they will blame they'll blame men, and they'll blame Alita and her male gaze.
And then this is not a hero women want. It says who? It says you? Just like, you keep saying things are problematic, and I'm so tired of being told what I should like because this woman says so. And I'm being tired of being told what I should accept as feminine and pretty because this woman says so.
Yeah.
And it's like, support women and back each other up and raise each other up unless you don't agree with me, and then you're part of the problem. It's bull crap.
But I think what you're going to see, just to wrap this one up, I think what we're going to see in the coming weeks is we're going to see more shade thrown at Alita. I think if Captain Mar-Vell outperforms Alita, it's going to be like, look, if they just made a movie like Captain Mar-Vell.
See, that's what they want, women like this. But meanwhile, she's in a skin-tight suit with boobs.
I know, right?
I'm like, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Just because you put colors on it and call it Marvel, it doesn't make it any different. It's not different.
Well, she's got the benefit, Captain Mar-Vell has the benefit of brand recognition, built-in audience for Marvel, but
10 years of building up audiences, right?
So we'll see how it does, but the fact that the media is clearly biased toward Captain Marvel is very telling. The reasons they're biased is very telling. I mean, this should not surprise anybody who follows this stuff, but it was really funny to watch them scurry. Watch them scurry with all the press releases.
It's the exact same information. They just spun it differently.
Yeah,
it was 100,000, give or take 20, and now it's gone to it's 120, no give or take now, just 120.
The glass is half full. It's not half empty. It's half full, but it's the same information. So I don't know. We'll see how it does.
Yeah.
We'll see how it does. I'm gonna guess it's gonna do Solo-like numbers. But we'll see. I could be totally wrong.
If it's good, we'll say it's good.
If it's good, we'll say it's good.
I honestly don't want it to suck. I'll feel so bad if it sucks. Please don't suck. Please don't suck. Please don't suck. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, we're going to wrap this one up. Thanks so much for watching Clownfish TV. This has been Neon and Geeky. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Goodbye. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.